How we doing, vape heads? Okay, today we're going to be looking a little bit at temperature control mod, the evic VT. I'm going to throw a couple different tanks on there, show you how it vapes both wattage mode and temperature control mode. We'll go ahead and get into that. I'll show you what this comes with, how to simply operate and switch back and forth between temperature mode and wattage mode and all that good stuff. So stay tuned after the intro and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, welcome back. Alright, so here it is in all its glory, the evic VT. I got it in the white and blue because that was all the website had at the time, but I'm very happy with it. It does come with the Ego 1 Mega tank, so for those of you who are familiar with the Ego 1, this is the same tank in just a bigger version, and it has those nickel coils in it. This is a 0.2 resistance coil, and it vapes clouds like no other. Right now I got it on 510 degrees Fahrenheit. And how temperature control mode works, for those of you who don't know how it works, is it tries to keep a consistent temperature of your vapor by adjusting the wattage as you're vaping it. So it's going to jump from high to low to high to low as you're vaping it. So it keeps your vapor temperature consistent. It's very awesome, very cool. So if you like a little warmer vapor, you can get that. This ranges, I believe, from 200 degrees all the way up to 600 degrees. But I have noticed with this 0.2 coil in here, it really only starts to kick in a decent amount of vapor at 450 to 600 degrees. So if you're going to want to use those lower temperatures, you are going to need to get a higher resistance or higher ohm coil, like a 0.5 or something like that. Then you can, start dropping it down to the lower temperatures. But I'll show you how it vapes with just the Ego 1 Mega, the one that it comes with. And then I'll throw another tank on here, and we'll show you how it vapes another temperature control tank, and then I'll show you how it vapes a sub-tank mini. So here's how it comes right out of the box. And the box itself, it comes with the silicone sleeve to protect that pretty automotive style paint job they got on here. I mean, this thing looks sleek. In the sun, it really pops. Alright, and in the box, in the second layer, you're going to get your wall charger, your USB, and it also actually comes with another coil in here. I actually don't even know what that is because I have not bothered to open it and check. I just got this yesterday and have just been enjoying vaping the nickel coils in there in temperature mode. And like always, I'm dropping shit. You know me. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you how it vapes in just the temperature mode with the tank it comes with. You can get this with just the mod for a little bit cheaper, but with the full kit I paid around 80 bucks for it. It is new, so one of the newest things on the market for temperature control, but I'll show you how it does. You know what, I'll go ahead and max this out at 600 degrees and show you the full power of this baby. So here you go at a full vape, 600 degrees. And it really just blows out huge clouds. It's very nice, and even at 600 degrees it is a very smooth, cool vapor. I've noticed when you hit around 520 degrees you can actually feel the heat of the vapor, and you can actually feel it hit your throat, whereas if you have it at a lower temperature you won't even feel it go down, and you really won't actually realize how much vapor you're getting until you exhale. But to use this thing, it does have a nice bright screen. And to adjust from wattage mode to power mode, you just click the button 3 times and it'll start flashing. And then if you turn it to the right, it adjusts to wattage mode. And then you just hit the power to confirm that. Hit it again, it goes back to temperature mode, and then when you turn it left, it's actually going to drop, and you can adjust the wattage manually. You can lock in that ohm, so if you're not changing your coil and you want an accurate reading, you can actually lock your ohms in to that coil reading, and it will stay there until you change it. And you can also switch the battery. Instead of having the battery indicator, you can switch it to a hit counter or a time. I'm not sure what that is, but maybe I'll look at that in the future. But I'll go ahead and throw another tank on here. I did pick up another temperature control tank to try out because I'm these aren't the best tanks. They do vape well, but they are not the best tanks. And you know, I saw a Sigelli Elite 2 tank for like 20 bucks. Derek showed it to me from Vape It 4 for Fluffy Group, and this thing just blows that other tank away. So I'll go ahead and show you 600 degrees again on a nickel coil, 0.2 resistance, same coil resistance or ohms, you know, same temperature, but this thing just chucks it. Oh, and when I do put a new coil in, it's going to ask me if it's a new coil or the same one, and you just go ahead and confirm that by pushing the right direction. So it's new coil, so I'm going to go ahead and swipe right. Now it's just reading the new coil, and it's reading it at 0.25. And it's acting screwy. It's in Celsius because I bumped it. Alright, so if you go too high, if you go past 600, it'll actually go into Celsius mode and start at the low end, at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll go ahead and show you at 600 degrees Fahrenheit on that Sigelli Delta or Sigelli Elite 2 tank. And as you can see, it blows about the same amount of clouds, but the flavor off this thing is a lot better than off that Ego 1. It's getting I get a really metally taste because it is a metal tank. With this, that doesn't happen. It is the glass, so you do not get that with this tank. It's very nice. But I'll go ahead and throw, for those of you who are buying this and don't have a temperature control tank, if you're just buying the mod and you do want to see how it works in just wattage mode, I'll go ahead and throw a Kanthal 0.4 resistance coil, or 0.4 ohm coil on here, and I'll switch this over to wattage mode, and I'll show you guys how it vapes just a standard 0.4 coil. Alright, so we do the 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's asking if it's a new one, so it is a new one. 1, 2, 3. It's flashing, so we swipe right. It's gonna go over into wattage mode, and we'll go ahead and just blast it at 50 watts because it is a 0.4 resistance coil. See there, 0.4 ohms. So I'll give you a 50. I'm going to have to do a short vape with this because you'll get a burnt hit if you draw too long at that high a wattage on a 0.4. Quick little vapes and you're getting clouds. But I'll go ahead and drop it a little bit. I usually vape these tanks with these coils around 35 watts. That way I can take a little bit longer draws. So I'll go ahead and show you guys at 35 watts in wattage mode on the evic VT on a sub-tank mini. See, as you can see, this thing just chucks it on all accounts, on every kind of tank you can imagine. This will work for your little tanks, it'll work for your big tanks. On the temperature control, it reads down to 0.05. And I believe on the wattage mode, it is 0.15. So it reads down the lowest that you can get up to the highest you can get. Thanks, Burley. I will be doing a full review on the evic VT after I've got a chance to get some wear and tear on it. But I did want to give you a first look at it, show you how it vapes on both wattage and temperature mode. Definitely recommend this. You know, I've been using it since I got it yesterday. I cannot put it down. It's just the way you can control the amount of vapor, the temperature of your vape, and the flavor just based on the temperature you're using. It's amazing. I've noticed also, maybe it's just the tanks I'm using, but once that vapor does get up to 600 degrees, the flavor comes through just way better at that temperature, and I don't know why, but it does. I noticed it's muted a little bit when you're at a lower temperature. So I really am liking the idea of the variable temperature. So look for the review on this in a couple weeks. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and throw them down here. I'll let you know. This is still new. I might have to look it up if you have a question about it, and I'm not sure. I've just been playing with it off and on. I haven't really messed with all the features it has yet. Today was the first time I tried the wattage mode, but I am liking it. Tape's like a beast, and it is definitely a mod worth having. 5,000 mAh. This thing lasts a long time. It's got some weight to it. You know, you can knock somebody out with this motherfucker. So look for the review. I'll give you one for the road, and I'm gone.